whatever they need to do, culverts, all that stuff. So, we're trying to use some of that GPT money that we get back from the state to help countywide and do what we can to, again, help quality of life, bring people here.
We're getting there. There's nothing sexy about roads. There's nothing sexy about culverts and things of that nature. But at the end of the day, when you look at it and you go, I drove home and I didn't bottom out the Jeep, or I drove home and I didn't wind up in a mud puddle because the culverts diverted the water away, there's something to be said for that too, isn't there?
Well, be careful now. I mean, sexy, don't tell Dennis in the highway department that there's nothing sexy about roads.
He's okay.
Yeah, he's
okay. I can put him at bay.
But you're right. It's something that's easy to ignore until there's a problem.
Right.
Because you're right. You come home, wheels didn't get knocked off the car. Must have been a good day. You don't really notice it until the next time you hit that pothole and it's not fixed.
Right.
So we're hoping, and the guys out there are doing a great job, guys and gals, and just going to keep plugging away, Scotty.
That's all we can do.
Thank you for listening, and join us again on City Scene right here on 660 Keys News Radio.
660 Keys News Radio. If it's news that matters to you, Mike Reuter will keep you up to date on the latest on your drive home with the Montauk Afternoon News on 660 Keys News Radio. 660 Keys News Radio weather.
From the Storm Team with KX News, I'm meteorologist Amber Wheeler. Mostly cloudy tonight with a low around 0 and winds from the south 5 to 10. Mostly sunny on Wednesday, lower 20s, and west winds 5 to 15. By Thursday, mostly cloudy and cold with a high near 4 and north winds 5 to 10. Partly sunny on Friday with highs in the upper 20s and southeast winds 10 to 15. For Saturday, mostly sunny skies. Highs return to the mid-30s with westerly winds 15 to 20 gusting to 30. By Sunday, mostly sunny skies with highs in the mid-30s and southwest winds 5 to 10. And for Monday, partly sunny with lower 30s and northwest winds 10 to 20 gusting to 30. Keep it right here for your latest forecast. Keys News Radio.
660 Keys News Radio.
From ABC News, Wall Street now. Stock traders are literally banking on the idea that the Federal Reserve may be close to tapping the brakes on interest rate hikes. The Nasdaq Composite surged 2% on Wednesday. The S&P added 1%. The Dow Jones eked out a 7-point gain. Despite the hopes of stock traders, Fed Chair Jerome Powell made it clear yesterday that the central bank is closely watching employment data as an economic guide. He does not expect interest rates to fall this year, even if inflation is brought under control. Shares in British oil giant Shell soared 2.5% yesterday after the company posted its biggest ever annual profit. Shell reported adjusted earnings of $39.9 billion for all of 2022. Samsung has taken the wraps off its latest lineup of smartphones. The flagship Galaxy S23 Ultra features a 200-megapixel camera that's nearly double the size of the previous model. The new phones go on sale this month. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
On the radio, online, and on your smartphone or tablet. Take us with you wherever you go. The Montauk Afternoon News on 660 Keys News Radio.
Welcome to this edition of Teton Basketball on 660 Keys News Radio. Let's send it over to your voice of the Tetons, Mike Reuter. Teton Basketball starts now.
Hey there, sports fans. Mike Reuter here from the Well in Williston. We are getting ready to go for Tetons taking on United Tribe Technical College and the Thunderbirds. Women are warming up on the court right now. About 7 minutes to go before we get underway for Game 1 of tonight's action. Men will kick off shortly after the first game gets done. Taking a look at the two teams out on the court right now, United Tribes comes into the game with a 4-13 overall record on the season, 2-10 in conference play. But this is not a team to be overlooked. They have a couple of fantastic scorers out on the court that look to give the Tetons some fits throughout the ballgame. This United Tribe comes in winning their last game. They won by 29 points against Botno. So a big boost of confidence coming into the game. That one was in Bismarck against Botno, so a home game for Tribes. Coming into the game, averaging 69 points per game, shooting 36% from the floor, 28% from beyond the arc, and 62% from the charity stripe. Tribes also pulling down 42.5 rebounds per game and making 16 assists per contest. Those 16 assists are made on 25 made field goals per game. Drilling down on those rebounds defensively, they're pulling down 29 rebounds per game, just over 13 offensive rebounds per game, although they are a negative 7.5 on the season so far. Turning the ball over 15.2 times, stealing just 7.5 times per game, blocking it 2.5, committing 15.5 personal fouls per game. They are allowing 75 points per contest, so they are a negative 6 in scoring differential. They're allowing their opponents to shoot 38% from the field, 31% from beyond the arc. The Tetons will have a tough task today. Tetons who dropped their last game that they played, that was on Monday in Wahpeton. Couldn't quite get going throughout the game, and they fell behind late in that one. Unable to get ahead against the Wildcats, snapping their 8-game winning streak. Taking a look at the Tetons and how they've gotten things done on the year. Through their 21 games played, they're averaging 66 points per game, shooting 42.5% from the field, 29% from beyond the arc, and 66% from the charity stripe. 35.5 rebounds per game and 15 assists made per contest. Looking at those assists, they are being made on 25 made field goals per game. For the rebounds, 26 of them are on the defensive end, just under 10 on the offensive end. Tetons are turning it over 16.5 times per game, getting 9 steals per contest, just under 3 blocks per game, committing 14 personal fouls, allowing 61 points per game, so they are a plus, call it a plus 4 in the scoring differential, allowing their opponents to shoot 37.5% from the field, 31% from the outside. So these two teams looking to get after it here. Talking to Coach Triplett before the game, he says this Thunderbird team is not one to be overlooked, and it is going to be an up and down game. Both teams are going to be looking to press throughout the entirety of the contest, and the Tetons would like to get out and run. And he predicts if the game goes the way he think it might, it could be a 90-80 contest, hoping that the Tetons come on the high side with the 90 points. Williston State's going to look to get their 6'5 freshman from Australia, Yasmin Butler, going early and often in this one, with the Tribes not having any real post presence underneath. Guards for Williston State should be able to find Butler, as well as De La Fuente and Labatt, looking to have big successes. Coach Triplett was impressed with the practices that Emily Kurkowski has put in throughout this couple of days leading up to the game against Tribes, and he expects her to have a big game as well. So it's the Tribes. It's an outside shooting, fast-paced team. Tetons looking to match up as well. We'll have to see how these two teams come up against each other. This is the second time these two squads have met. The first time they came up was back here at the Well in Williston. Williston State trailed by 6 at halftime, but a big second half saw the Tetons win by 14 points at the end. So outscoring Tribes by 20 points in the second half. That was without Kurkowski, as she was still out dealing with that broken wrist. 2 minutes left to go before we get started with this one. We're going to take just a 60-second timeout. We'll be back for our final thoughts before we send it back away for the national anthem. We'll be back in a minute.
Of all your choices for a financial institution, clearly the best is the West. Western Cooperative Credit Union is money done the Western way. WCCU provides you with good old-fashioned Western hospitality every time you walk through our door. We treat you like neighbors ought to treat each other, because that's just who we are, neighbors. So head west. You'll know you're here when you see the bison on our sign. Join the herd at Western Cooperative Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
McDonald's of Williston is proud to support all the Williston State Teton athletic teams and would like to wish them success this season. McDonald's would like to thank the community of Williston and the surrounding area for your patronage over the years. Hey, the next time you're in town, stop by McDonald's for a great meal or a quick snack. McDonald's of Williston. Breakfast, lunch, or dessert, come on into McDonald's of Williston. Proud to be a part of Teton Athletics and proud to be part of the Williston community.
Mike, we're back here for Teton basketball. Teton's getting the last couple shots up on the court before they head down to the huddle. Tribes is getting their last ones up as well as they trickle off to the bench. Should be an exciting game here between these two. Game 1 of 2 between the Tetons and the Thunderbirds. In attendance today, making their way over from Montana, are some of the players from Brockton High School in Montana. So a big tip of the hat to Brockton for coming down to watch this contest for a couple of Mondac Conference opponents. We have just seconds away before we have the starting lineup and then the national anthem. Tetons coming in. They're holding in on the third place on the Mondac Conference. And Tribes is in second place, 2 games above Dakota College of Bottineau, who is still looking for their first Mondac Conference win of the season. Time now for the national anthem. We're going to step away for a 2-minute break. We'll be back with the starting lineups here from Williston.
And we're back with breaking news. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any Coke fan, so make sure you... Jim. Jim. We're on the air.
Ooh, yes, this tastes like the best Coke ever to me. Your thoughts, Jen?
Well, can I have a sip?
Jen, we're in the middle of reporting the news.
I need to try it first.
You don't have to drive hundreds of miles to get a great deal on a new or used vehicle. Price sells cars at Williston Auto. We're in the business of beating the deal from any dealer. Go ahead, shop around from Bismarck to Billings. Then bring us their best deal. We'll squish it like a bug and beat it like a rented mule. No animals or insects were injured while making this commercial. Price sells cars at Williston Auto and WillistonAuto.com. See dealer for details.
G&G Pharmacy, an independent, locally owned retail pharmacy committed to providing you top-notch customer service from their friendly, fast, and knowledgeable staff. Open 7 days a week. G&G Pharmacy offers the convenience of a drive-through window and a traditional retail store. Melissa and Doug toys available at their downtown Service Drug location. And no more wondering when your prescription's ready. Use the mobile app or receive a text message when it's ready from G&G Pharmacy. 572-RXRX. That's 572-7979.
From their humble beginnings in 1910 through 4 generations, family-owned First International Bank and Trust has been delivering on the promise to help dreams come true, one customer at a time. Their style of banking places the focus on you first and your overall experience, keeping your best interests in mind and striving to provide smart financial solutions that improve and simplify your life, letting you get back to what matters most. First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Mike, we're back here for Teton basketball on 660 Keys News Radio. Thanks for joining us for this edition of Teton basketball. Starting lineups now for United Tribes. Starting off with a 6'9 sophomore guard, number 0, Amaya Ramsey. Next up, a 5'8 freshman guard, number 1, Mayona Dufanis. Next out of the tunnel, number 3, a 5'8 sophomore guard, Sadie Friday. Number 10, a 5'7 sophomore guard forward, Tierra Flying Horse. And rounding out the starting lineup, number 42, a 5'8 freshman forward, Candice Gourneau. Starting off the lineup for your Williston State Tetons, a 5'4 freshman guard from Grenora, North Dakota, number 3, Elizabeth Field. Next up is a 5'9 sophomore guard from Melbourne, Australia, Emily Kurkowski, wearing number 4. Number 11, a 5'10 sophomore guard from Canberra, Australia, Haley McDonald. A redshirt sophomore forward, 5 feet 9 inches tall, from Freud, Montana, number 25, Sydney Labatt. And rounding out the starting lineups for the Tetons, a 6'2 sophomore center wearing number 33 from Valladolid, Spain, Irene De La Fuente. Tetons are coached by Bill Triplett and Laramie Schwenke. Tetons, as per usual, getting their last-second huddle with their coaching staff, making sure they're on the right page to start the game. Tetons are going to be in their home white with green trim. Thunderbirds are in their black road jerseys with red and white trim. Officials ready, just waiting for the Tetons to hit the court and try to bounce back from that loss they suffered on Monday to the number one team in the Mondac Conference, NDSCS, and the Wildcats. Tetons look focused out on the court and ready to go. They are without Kelsey Crossan, reserve guard forward. She is out with a bug here for the game, as well as Macy Rose. She is still dealing with a concussion, so Tetons will still have about 9 to 10 deep on the bench. Here comes the tip-off. Tipped up to De La Fuente, gets it over to McDonald, brings it up to the near wing, back to Fields. Kurkowski looking down low. She'll bring it back up to the top of the perimeter. De La Fuente looking down low for Labatt. Gets good position. Labatt puts it up and in. Haley Labatt gets it going for Williston State. They fall back on defense into the half-court set. Pushing it over is going to be Flying Horse, reversing her direction. She'll hand it off up on top to Delphinius. Delphinius back around the perimeter. Gorneau lets it fly off the back, no good. Pulled down, rebound, tipped away by Kurkowski into the hands of Labatt. Field pushing it up the court. She'll cross the timeline. 9:22 left to go on the American State Bank scoreboard. Kurkowski up on top to De La Fuente, back to Field. She takes a baseline drive. Elizabeth Field up and in. Tetons with a strong start on offense. 2 for 2 from the field for a 4-0 lead. Back comes Tribes. They have it up across the timeline. Dufanis has it. She's picking up a screen from Gorneau to the top of the perimeter. Pick and pop. There it goes. That's off the mark. No good. Offensive rebound. Turnaround jumper. That's going to roll off. No good. And a foul going to be called on De La Fuente as she went into the body of Gorneau trying to get the rebound. First personal, first team. And there is already a sub here for the Thunderbirds. Coming into the game is Garika Kingberg, seeing her first action. Inbound pass from the baseline for the Thunderbirds. Curl pass going to be up, and that'll be in. It goes. First 2 points of the game for the Thunderbirds. That shot was made by Ramsey. Ramsey, one of the fantastic players here for Tribes. Fields bringing it up the court. She drives it to the far wing. McDonald, she trying to turn around a corner. Up on top to Labatt. Looking for De La Fuente, not there. Good movement on the perimeter for the Tetons. Kurkowski now in the wing. Up to Labatt. Cross court to McDonald. McDonald had a lane to drive, didn't take it. Now she's trying to split a couple of defenders. Down low to De La Fuente. Took a shot, no good. Ball on the floor. That's going to be pulled down by Flying Horse and the Thunderbirds. Back comes Tribes up the court, trying to squeak it through. Here comes a drive. Going to be a long cross court foul will be called on Haley McDonald. That'll be 2 shots coming for the Thunderbirds from the line. So no, they're going to call a foul not on the shot. So shocking on that one. So McDonald picks up her first, second team foul. Pass is going to go out to the perimeter, over to DeFanis. In the paint, goes to Ramsey. Ramsey kicks it back out to DeFanis. She's going to drive, kicks in the corner. Gorneau finds Kingberg. Kingberg back up on top to Ramsey. Ramsey kicking it back out to Flying Horse. Flying Horse drives, scoop shot up, no good. Pulled down by Labatt. Labatt looking for Field. She'll take off. Tetons trying to get that offense going another time, holding on to a 2-point, 4-2 lead. Bounce pass down low to Labatt, a little too soft, and it's off the mark. Back up comes Kingbird. She's driving, trying to get in there. Tries to take it off the body of Labatt, and it's going to be saved from going out of bounds. Picked up by McDonald. She pushes it up. 4-on-2. Here come the Tetons. Kicks it into the corner for Kurkowski for 3. Knocked it down. Emily Kurkowski with the long ball. Good sign that she'll start off strong from the perimeter. Tetons up 5, 7-2. Back up the court comes Tribes. Flying Horse working her way around the perimeter. Entry pass going to be knocked away, but in the hands of Dufanis. It goes for a quick 2 point. Dufanis was posting up on field underneath. We'll have to see if Tribes goes back to that early and often. McDonald up on top. De La Fuente flashing back out to Kurkowski. She'll take it on the drive. Little backwards dribble. She'll float it up off the glass, up and in. Emily Kurkowski with 5 in the game so far. Tetons back up by 5, 9-4. Thunderbirds back up. Flying Horse has it. Dip it down low. Going to be taken away by the Tetons. They try to go for another entry pass on whoever Elizabeth Field was guarding, but it got taken away by the backdoor help. Labatt has it on the near wing. Surveying. Gets it down low to McDonald. Power dribble. Puts it up. No good. Took a bump by Gourneau, but no call. And it was unnecessary power dribble. Could have went right up with it. Here gets into the paint. Little running jumper is going to be up and good by Amaya Ramsey. That'll cut the lead back down to 3. Field pushing up the court. She'll be guarded by Dufenius. Field crosses over. Gets across the timeline to De La Fuente. Finds up Kurkowski up on top. Now to McDonald. Teton setting up in the half court. Over to Field. Field looking for a post to come low. Can't find Labatt. Up on top to De La Fuente. Labatt in the middle of the post. She brings it down for a power dribble. Gets it knocked away. Picks it up. Tries to flip it away from herself. And up on top to Kurkowski. Jump shot goes. Foot on the line. Off no good. It'll be brought down by Tribes. Gourneau gets it into the hands of a guard who will push it up. There's Kingbird pushing up the court. Looking to find a lane. She's driving. Now kicks it off to Gourneau on the perimeter. Gourneau got away with the travel that Coach Triplett wanted for. Campaigning the ref to try to get more of those calls. Dufenius driving on Field. She's going to take it up, be blocked by De La Fuente. It's going to be saved from going out of bounds by McDonald. She races up the court. She stops to De La Fuente. Puts it on the deck. She'll drive it off the glass, up and in. Irene De La Fuente with 2 points. 11-6. Tetons back up by 5. Flying Horse bringing it up the court. Kurkowski on top. Now over to Dufenius, one-on-one with Field. Gourneau now has it on the perimeter. Over it's going to go. Kurkowski tried for a takeaway. Flying Horse finds Ramsey. Ramsey kicks it off to Kingbird. She's going to look to drive, baseline cut off, and there's going to be a foul on the floor. That one will be on Haley Labatt. A little too physical on the Kingbird drive. Couple more subs coming into the game for Tribes with 4:50 left to go under 5-minute timeout. We're going to take a 1-minute media timeout. Tetons lead 11-6. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
On Sundays, your NFL team is always playing at Buffalo Wild Wings. With 63 HD TVs having the NFL package, you will not miss a minute of action. Enjoy wings, salads, sandwiches, and more as your teams take the field. Come in and fan up while enjoying the variety of beers on tap from kickoff to the final whistle. Located at 417 Rieger Drive in Williston, North Dakota, football lives here. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beers, sports.
Performance Plus, something new from American State Bank and Trust Company, an account that fits your active lifestyle. Free digital banking services including bill pay, remote deposit, and e-statements, an instant issue debit card, limited ATM fee refunds, and no maintenance fees. Go to ASBT.com for terms and conditions and stop in our Main or North offices to open your new Performance Plus account. Banking the American State way. It's banking your way with Performance Plus. Member FDIC.
Mike Ruder back here for Teton basketball on 660 Keys News Radio. Tetons holding on to a 5-point lead just over halfway through quarter number 1, 11-6 on the American State Bank scoreboard. Tribes has the ball from underneath their own basket. Flying Horse looking to entry pass. Gets it in down low to Kingbird. She'll back out to the perimeter looking to drive on Labatt. Picks up a screen. There she goes. Entry pass going to be knocked away by Labatt into the hands of Kurkowski, who will bring it up the court. Another takeaway for the Tetons. They give it down low to De La Fuente. Puts it off the glass and in. Good job for the 6'2 sophomore running the court and getting her hands on the ball. Back come Tribes. Down they get it underneath, and there's going to be a whistle and a soft foul called on Williston State. That's going to be number 2 on McDonald here with 4:27 left. Coach Triplett going to the bench. Brianna Old Elk will be coming in for Haley. So Old Elk first went off the bench for Williston. Another inbound pass from the baseline for Tribes. Flying Horse set to get it in. Trying to curl around. Up on top, it'll go to Dufenius. She takes off on the dribble. She beats Old Elk. Bounce pass is going to go down underneath. Tough shot up and in. That is going to be a chance for a 3-point play as Kalana McLean hits the tough shot. Reach in by Elizabeth Field. is the 5th team foul. McLean at the line for one shot. That's going to be off the mark. No good. Field comes down with it. Still 5-point Teton lead, 13-8. Field crosses the timeline. 4:14 left to go in quarter number 1. Tetons a little late getting into their half-court set. Up on top to Kurkowski. She'll pick up a screen from De La Fuente, trying to get around the corner. Pass to De La Fuente up, and that's going to be no good. Pulled down by Friday. Friday's going to get it up ahead. That's going to be taken away by Kurkowski. Another Teton steal. Kurkowski back up across the timeline. Setting up the half-court set once again. Passed underneath to De La Fuente. It's going to be battered away, and that'll be a long pass underneath, and that'll be put up just not strong enough, and a late foul and a whistle is going to be called on the Tetons, and they are calling anything tight down low with Williston State. That is the 6th-team foul. That'll put Sandy Friday to the line for a pair of shots. Number 1 on Kurkowski. 6th-team foul already for the Tetons here, still with 3:43 left to go. No foul called yet on Tribes. Friday with the first one from the line. That is on the way and hits the front back of the rim and then drops in to a 4-point lead for the Tetons. 13-9. Chance to cut it to 3 if she can make 2 of 2. Second one on the way from Friday. That's up no good. McLean gets the rebound. She's going to throw it up to Kurkowski, who comes away with it. Races down the court. Weaves through traffic. She's going to put it up and in. 2 more for the Tetons. Kurkowski having a fantastic first quarter. Flying Horse back down the court. Over to McLean on the near wing. She's taking De La Fuente on the drive baseline jumper. That's going to be in there. Great jump shot by McLean. 15-14. Quick foul on the inbound pass. It was Dufanius trying to get it away from Elizabeth Field. First personal, first team on Tribes here. 3:20 left to go in the first. Tribes now setting up in full court press. Inbound pass goes to Field. She's going to take it up herself as the rest of the team clears off. Pushing it up the court, crossing over. 3:13 left to go in quarter number 1. Kurkowski has it on the near wing. Up on top to De La Fuente. Swings it over to Field. Field waiting for Oldelk to get up on top. Brianna Oldelk, pump fake. She's going to look to drive. Stops at the elbow. Over to Kurkowski. Kurkowski thinking about a 3. Doesn't take it. On top to De La Fuente. And a McLean bumps into De La Fuente. And there's going to be a cross-court pass to Oldelk. Oldelk flips it up. And that's in there right before the shot clock expires. 2 more for Williston State. 6-point lead, 17-11. Back comes United Tribes up the court. His bad horse and Butler set to check in on the next stop. McLean taking De La Fuente. Lose the handle on the dribble, looking for a teammate to get it off to. Up on top to Ramsey. Ramsey backs out. 12 on the shot clock. Swings it over onto the wing. Here comes a drive. Field stepping in there, and there's going to be an offensive foul called on Sandy Friday. Collided into Elizabeth Field on the drives. Kylie Oldelk also checking in with his bad horse and Butler. They'll be going in for Labatt, Field, and De La Fuente. So Flying Horse checking out of the game for Tribes. Coming in for her will be Mallory Yankton, her first entrance into the game. Kylie Oldelk gets the inbound pass. Kurkowski comes and picks it up. She'll race it up court. Gets away from the full court press. Kurkowski holding, picks up her dribble. There's a little drive outside to Brianna Oldelk. Wide open three-pointer. In and out it goes. No good. Pulled down by Friday. Back come Tribes up the court. Gets it up to Ramsey. She works her way through traffic. Back up on top to Dufanius. Long shot by Dufanius. That is in there. That was about a 29-footer for Tribes. That'll bring it back to a 3-point game, 17-14. Oldelk. Kylie Oldelk over to Brianna Oldelk. Down low for Butler. Off the glass, up and in. Yasmin Butler with 2. She's looking to have a big game here today. They can feed her early and often. Back up the court comes Tribes. Dufanius picks up a screen from McLean. Steps back. She'll hand it off to Friday on top of the perimeter. Drives on Brianna Oldelk. Loses the handle. Gets it off to McLean. She tries to get to the elbow. Just about has it stripped through. Finally fights her way up on top to get her over to Dufanius. Dufanius picks up a screen. Entry pass going to be blocked by Butler. Back comes Kurkowski. Butler running the court. Gets it down low to Yasmin, who puts it up. That's no good. Tipped in the air, and that's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by the Thunderbirds here with 1:10 left to go in the quarter. Just a little bit too hard and in traffic. Butler trying to get that second shot in. Kurkowski has it. They have now zone defense, trying to get it over to Butler. She puts it up down low, and it's going to be fouled underneath. That'll be a foul on McLean. They're having themselves a time here trying to defend the 6'5 freshman underneath. McLean, the primary defender, giving up 10 inches, standing at 5 feet 7. Inbound pass coming for the Tetons. Williston State setting up on the block. Kurkowski will trigger the inbound. Here she goes, calls for motion. Butler gets it along the perimeter. Now to Kylie Oldelk. Oldelk gets it on the high post, and she's going to drive it down there, put it up and in. Tetons up 21-14. Long outlet pass intended for Friday will go out of bounds, and that'll be another turnover on the Thunderbirds. 47 seconds left to go. If the Tetons hurry, they can go for a 2-for-1 to end the quarter. Kylie Oldelk racing up the court. She's going to put it up on top. First touch for his Bad Horse. Down low for Butler. Good jump stop, and that's going to be put up. No good. Coach Triplett calling for a foul on that one as McLean took a big swipe on the tall forward. McLean driving on Butler. Going to get out there and misses a travel on McLean as she had jumped up in the air to try to get rid of it. In the corner, it'll go out to Yankton. And there's going to be an offensive foul called on the Thunderbirds with 22.9 seconds left to go. Just the fourth team foul. That one comes on McLean, her second. So coming in for McLean will be Gourneau, the two post presence that will have to deal with Butler underneath. Full court press coming for the Thunderbirds. Alex is going to go to Brianna Oldelk. Back to Kylie Oldelk. Races up. 3-on-2 up the court. Bounce pass over to Butler. She puts it up and in for two more. Yasmin hitting 2 for 4 of her shots from the field, or 3 for 5 of her shots from the field. 23-14, Tetons up by 9. 5 seconds left. Here comes a drive. Kicks it out into the corner. 1 second left, and a shot's not going to be able to be taken by the Thunderbirds. Tetons outscore United Tribes in the first quarter, 23-14 on the American State Bank scoreboard. We're going to step aside for the first quarter timeout, and we'll be back for the start of the second here in 60.
Invest in yourself at Williston State College. Scholarship opportunities are available to local and regional students. Eligible students can receive up to $12,000 in tuition and fees. Make an investment in your education and future with 13 CTE and 15 associate programs, including business management, cybersecurity, agriculture, massage therapy, nursing, petroleum automation, IT, welding, and diesel technology.
Let them help you with that investment in your life. Call 701-774-4200 or visit willistonstate.edu/scholarships.
So you need a new vehicle. You've done your homework, and a new Honda would be perfect. Reliable, fuel efficient, stylish, perfect. But where do you go? Why not your hometown Honda dealer, Ryan Honda at Ryan Motors in Williston. We have a nice selection of affordable new Hondas, and when it comes time for service, Ryan Honda's authorized Honda Service Center will keep your Honda running its best for years. Come see us today, your full-service hometown Honda dealership, Ryan Honda at Ryan Motors in Williston, or shop RyanHonda.net.
Mike Ritter back here for Teton basketball on 660 Keys News Radio. Tetons up by 9 here to start quarter number 2. Original starters out on the court for the Tetons. Field, Labatt, McDonald, and De La Fuente back on the court. It's going to be drives ball to start. Ramsey gets the ball across the timeline for the Thunderbirds. She'll hand it off over to Yankton on the perimeter, trying to work on De La Fuente. Up on top, it'll go to DeFinius. DeFinius back to Ramsey. Ramsey to Yankton. She'll work her way around. Good ball movement by Tribes, trying to flash it out. Over, they'll go to Ramsey. Long shot is going to go up from the baseline over the top of De La Fuente. That she may have been set up behind the backboard when she took that one. Tough shot that went in. 23-16. Field getting off to Kurkowski. Picks up a screen from Labatt around the perimeter. Slip isn't there. Up on top, De La Fuente looking down low. McDonald on the near wing. She'll look to get it up to Labatt. Labatt finding De La Fuente underneath. She's going to be fouled on the way up. And that one, we'll see who it's going to be on. That will be on Tiara Flying Horse. First personal, first team foul. So Tetons, after not having a foul committed on them in the first, about, we'll call it 8.5 minutes of play. Since then have had 5 on them as things have rubber banded here a little bit on the court. De La Fuente's first one up and good. Trying to go 2 for 2 from the stripe. That one is good as well. Back to a 9-point margin, 25-16. Here comes Tries back up, full court pressure by the Tetons. Going to be taken away. Kurkowski comes away with it. She'll lay it up, and that's going to be no good. Trying to rush it. She knew she had Flying Horse behind her. More pressure coming for the Tetons. Back up the court comes Ramsey. She'll settle things down and set up in the half court. Under 9 minutes left to go in the half. Flying Horse has it on the near wing. Swings it over to Defanius. Defanius looking down low. Can't find anybody. Kicks it up on top to Ramsey. Ramsey over to Yankton. Now finds Kingbird along top. 8 on the shot clock. Flying Horse gets it over into the corner. Drive for Yankton. Has to step through, and that'll be up and no good. Pulled down by Labatt, and she's going to be fouled by Flying Horse here with 8:32 left to go. Second team foul on Tribes in the second quarter. It's on Ramsey. They give it to Ramsey instead. So first personal on Ramsey's second team. Kurkowski gets the ball in. She's going to fly down the court looking for a lane. She'll pull up from about 12 feet out. That's no good. Pulled down by Dufanius. Here comes the full court pressure. Fields right there. They'll get it up ahead to Kingbird. Kingbird gets it down low. Bounce pass is going to go. Layup is going to be up and good. Rotation of the Tetons underneath. Just couldn't get there on the extra pass from the Thunderbirds. 25-18. Still a 7-point lead for Williston State. Kurkowski from the far wing. Guarding her is going to be Yankton. She pushes up to the top of the perimeter. Good denial defense by Tribes. Fields from the near wing. She looks to take off baseline. She'll be cut off. She has it along. Bounce pass down to De La Fuente. A little 5-footer. That's off the side of the rim. No good. Defanius has it. Pressure coming. It's going to be thrown up over into the hands of Ramsey. She'll get by Fields and into the front court. Back comes Tribes. Defanius pulls the trigger from long range. That's going to be off the mark. McDonald comes down with the rebound. 7.5 left to go. McDonald, long pass over to Kurkowski. She takes it at the baseline. Has to pull it back out. Didn't have any angles to work. Over to Field. Looking down low for De La Fuente. Not there. Field on the baseline drive. Stopped, and she's going to be whistled for the travel as there was bodies surrounding her. Just couldn't keep her footing on the jump stop. Another turn away for the Tetons. They've been playing fairly clean here throughout this first 13 minutes of play. 7:15 left to go here in the second quarter. Yankton has it on the far wing for the Thunderbirds. Double teaming on the high post. Trying to find someone to get it off to. Kicks it over to Kingbird, and Kingbird will be whistled for the travel. Given right back by United Tribes. Wilson State will set to inbound from the sideline. Last time these two teams faced, it was a 6-point halftime lead for Tribes. Tetons have been in control for much of the game after stretching it out as leading by as many as 9 points. Field pushing up to the top of the perimeter, just about lose their footing. Backdoor pass to Kurkowski. She's cut off, have to pull it back. Labatt posting up, gets it on the low post, kicks it over to McDonald. McDonald on the baseline drive, back to Labatt. Up on top, it'll go to De La Fuente. She drives, going to put it up, and that's off no good. Pulled down by McDonald, but it's going to be taken away. Baseball pass will go down the court over to Kingbird. Kingbird trying to find it. It's going to have to go all the way up to Flying Horse. She takes off on the drive. In traffic, she puts it up. No good. Pulled down by Kurkowski. 6.5 left to go. Kurkowski again flying through the court. She pulls up at the top of the perimeter. Over to Field, looking down low for Labatt. Good defense by Ramsey. Drop step, and there's going to be a foul by Ramsey, sending Haley Labatt to the line for a pair of shots. That'll be number 2 on Ramsey, number 3 on Tribes. Here with 6:18 left to go. Butler set to come back in for Williston State. She'll be going in for Sydney Labatt after a second made free throw or a next stop, whichever comes first. So also sub waiting to come in for Tribes. Checking out of the game will be Kingbird. Coming back in for her is Friday. At the line for the first one, Labatt off the mark, no good. She'll have one more with a chance to extend the lead back to 8 points. The redshirt sophomore from the charity stripe for one more. Second one on the way. That's off the mark, no good. Pulled down by Flying Horse. She pushes it up the court. Tries to find Friday. Late to turn around. Picks it up. Drives Labatt on the baseline. She puts it up off the glass. Too strong. Pulled down by McDonald. McDonald pushes it back for the Tetons. Crosses the timeline. 6:05 left to go. Kurkowski looking down low for Labatt. Finds McDonald up on top. She'll push her way along the perimeter, trying to turn a corner. Picks up a screen from De La Fuente, gets into some pace. Cross court, over to Kurkowski. Kurkowski on the drive. Spin move, little floater, up and good. 2 more for Emily Kurkowski. Tetons back up by 9, 27-18 on the American State Bank scoreboard. Flying Horse back up the court. She'll find Ramsey on top of the perimeter. Setting up in the half court is the Thunderbirds. They get it over to DeFanis. Coach Triplett wanting an offensive foul. Field working down low on the low post on DeFanis. Back up. Ramsey kicks it into the corner. Good closeout. They're going to find up on top. Flying Horse kicks it out around the perimeter. And there's going to be a heave at the buzzer for the shot clock, pulled down by the Tetons. De La Fuente catches it in traffic. She's going to work her way down low, turn around, put it up, no good. Pulled down, rebound by Flying Horse. Another long pass will go out to Pembert Kingbird. She heaves up a three-pointer. That's no good. Offensive rebound by the Thunderbirds. Going to be tipped away. Pembert Kingbird gets it again. Another long shot will be up and in. Foot on the line for Ramsey. 2 more points. Back to a 7-point game. 27-20. Butler still on the score table floor, waiting to come back in for the last about minute and a half. Field pushing it up to the near wing, finding Kurkowski on top of the perimeter. There's a screen from Labatt coming, pick and roll, not there. Kurkowski gets it up onto De La Fuente on top of the perimeter. Over to Field, in the corner to McDonald. McDonald down low for De La Fuente. She'll put it up, and she's going to be fouled and go to the line to shoot 2 more for Williston State. We'll see who that one is on. There was a whole plethora of Thunderbirds around. Butler coming into the game as well as Kansas, his bad horse. And at 4:27, we'll have another media timeout, last one of the half. We're going to take a 60-second break and be back for more Teton basketball right here on 660 Keys News Radio.
When you're looking for a new or a different home, seek the counsel of the professionals at Basin Brokers. Basin Brokers has offices in Plentywood, Montana, Watford City, and Williston. The realtors at Basin Brokers know the market and will help you find the home that fits your requirements and budget. They're happy to answer all your questions about the area. The real estate office you want to know is Basin Brokers in Watford City, Plentywood, and Williston. Find them online at basinbrokers.com.
Of all your choices for a financial institution, clearly the best is the West. Western Cooperative Credit Union is money done the Western way. WCCU provides you with good old-fashioned Western hospitality every time you walk through our door. We treat you like neighbors ought to treat each other, because that's just who we are, neighbors. So head west. You'll know you're here when you see the bison on our sign. Join the herd at Western Cooperative Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
Mike Ritter back here for Teton basketball on 660 Keys News Radio. 4:27 left to go in the second quarter. Tetons up by 7, 27-20, with Irene De La Fuente at the line for a pair of shots. And if she makes the second of 2, she'll be subbed in for by Kansas, his bad horse. First one up and good, making it 28-20. Chance to match the largest lead of the first half if she can knock down the second of 2. Second one on the way for De La Fuente. That is off the mark, no good. Tipped out of there for Butler, but right into the hands of Pembert Kingbird. Back come Tribes up the court. Ramsey has it on top, trying to get away, and they're finally can't get it into someone's hands, and there's going to be a tip-away, takeaway by Kurkowski, who lays it up and in. Another pick and score by Emily Kurkowski will make it a 10-point game, 30-20. Back come Tribes up the court, crossing over is going to be Friday, trying to find anyone to get it off to, out to DeFinius. DeFinius swings it over to Ramsey on the far wing, holding the ball in the corner, has a 5 count going, just getting, she's not going to get it away before the 5 count, and that'll be another defensive turnover forced by Williston State. They've been locking in here today. His bad horse checks into the game for De La Fuente. 3:50 left to go in the half. Elizabeth Field marching up the court, gets the call from Coach Triplett. She pushes her way across the timeline, over to Kurkowski on the far wing extended. She's on the drive, going to get to the baseline. She'll slip through, swing pass over to McDonald, wide open for 3, and that is drop in there. Dip, dip, potato chip, Haley McDonald, 3 more for Williston State. Here comes the Thunderbirds the other way. Long 2-point shot by Ramsey. Back down to an 11-point lead. Long pass is going to go up to his bad horse. His bad horse will cross the timeline for the Tetons. She'll hold and wait for someone to come and get the ball. Finds McDonald up on top of the perimeter. She'll hold off up on top, looking down low for Butler. Butler puts it up and in. 2 more for Yasmin Butler. She's been a force down low in the time she's been on the court. Up the court comes Friday. Friday stops at the elbow, up on top to Gourneau. Gourneau swings it over to Pembert Kingbert, working her way along the perimeter. She'll pull the trigger from deep, in and out, no good. Flips it off to McDonald from Butler. Tetons pushing up the court, back up by 13, 35-22. McDonald, another wide open three, off the mark, gets her own rebound. She gets it down low to his bad horse, who puts it up. No good, tipped away. Tetons didn't crash in after it hit off a Thunderbird fingertips. Had a chance for another look on it, but back comes Tribes. Pushing down is Friday. She stopped along the baseline, up on top to Gourneau, who'll fire. That's no good. Pulled down by Haley McDonald and Williston State. 2:20 left to go in the first half on the American State Bank scoreboard. McDonald kicks it over to Field, looking down low for Butler, can't get it. High post, his bad horse. She'll go on the dribble. His bad horse, little running scoop shot, no good. Got bumped while she took it. Gourneau with the rebound. Gourneau up to Friday, who will race up. Field chasing down, causing Gourneau to come and get the ball on top of the perimeter. Under 2 minutes left. Pembert Kingbird working away around the perimeter, looking for an entry pass. Going to be tipped away by Kurkowski again. Off she goes to the races. Emily Kurkowski with another layup, up and in. And there's going to be a timeout on the court called by United Tribes with 1:48 left to go. Tetons have stretched the lead to 15 points, 37-22. It's going to be a short timeout. We'll take a short one as well, back in 30 seconds.
And we're back with breaking news. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any Coke fan, so make sure Jim. Jim. We're on it.
Ooh, yes, this tastes like the best Coke ever to me. Your thoughts, Jen?
Well, can I have a sip?
Jen, we're in the middle of reporting the news.
I need to try it first.
Mike Ruder back here for Teton basketball on 660 Keys News Radio. Tetons on a 10-2 run here in the last couple of minutes. And they have stretched a 7-point lead starting the second quarter out to 15 with 1:48 left to play by largely to Emily Kurkowski and Yasmin Butler. Inbound play goes to the Thunderbirds. Defanius bringing it up into the front court. Tapping her head, calling out. She'll pick up a screen from Gourneau, and there's going to be an offensive foul called on Cadence Gourneau, and that will be it'll be the fifth team foul. No shots coming on the offensive foul. So sub coming into the game. Gourneau picking up just her first. Back in for her is Flying Horse. Inbound pass goes into Kurkowski. Tough task guarding down low. Flying Horse is going to be on Butler. His bad horse. Over to Kylie Oldelk, who's back in the game. Gets it down low to Butler. She's going to be blocked up on her way up and couldn't get the ball at the high point with the entry pass from Kylie Oldelk. That was just a little bit low off of Butler's hands and out of bounds. Back come the Thunderbirds. Defanius bringing up the court. Flying Horse in the corner. She'll go in there to Pemberton, who's back in the game. Friday on top. She'll swing it. Good ball movement by Tribes. Defanius kicks it out on top to Flying Horse. They have Butler out on her on the perimeter. Good job for the 6'5 forward guarding the perimeter player. Defanius on the drive. She's going to be blocked out of bounds by Kansas. His bad horse. Good defensive stand by the Tetons. It'll be Tribes ball. 5 seconds left to go on the shot clock. 1:02 left to go in the half. Here comes the inbound play for Tribes. Trying to find it out to anybody. Having trouble. Over to Definius. Baseline jumper is going to be well off. No good. Pulled down by his bad horse. Going to get it over. Going to be stolen in there. Lazy pass from his bad horse to Butler. Force shot up, and that is going to be off the mark. No good. Pulled down by Butler. Bullet pass up to Kylie Oldelk. Oldelk down low to Butler. Has to try and save it from going out of bounds. Pass was a little too hard. Underneath. Back to Defanius is going to go, and she's going to be stripped by Brianna Oldelk, but they're going to call the foul, and the official, a little bit out of position on that play, will send Defanius to the line to shoot two. First personal, first team foul here in quarter number 2 for the Tetons. Just 39.7 seconds left to go. Still, the margin is at 15, 37-22. Moyona Defanius at the stripe for a pair. First one on the way is up and good. Down to 14 points is the lead. Tetons will have at least one more possession, trying to get some points back here in the first half to stretch their lead before halftime. Second of 2 shots on the way. That one is going to be up and good as well. De La Fuente gets it into Kylie Oldelk. Thought about getting it up to Brianna Oldelk. Pulls it down and pushed it up across the timeline. De La Fuente looking to hand it off back to Kylie. Kylie takes a dribble. She's looking to take off over to Brianna Oldelk up on top. Tetons winding more time off the clock. Kylie picking up a screen from De La Fuente. She'll be jumped by a second defender up on top to his bad horse. Now to Brianna. She stopped. Good defense this trip by the Thunderbirds. Shot at the buzzer on the shot clock by Kurkowski. That's off the mark. She had to rush. Back comes Defanius. 4 seconds left to go. Good ball pressure. Turnaround jumper at the buzzer is up and in. And that will cut it to a 10-point lead at the break. Thunderbirds on a 5-0 run to end the half. Tetons 37, United Tribes 27. We'll be back for the halftime breakdown here in 3 minutes.
McDonald's of Williston is proud to support all the Williston State Teton athletic teams and would like to wish them success this season. McDonald's would like to thank the community of Williston and the surrounding area for your patronage over the years. Hey, the next time you're in town, stop by McDonald's for a great meal or a quick snack. McDonald's of Williston. Breakfast, lunch, or dessert, come on into McDonald's of Williston. Proud to be a part of Teton Athletics and proud to be part of the Williston community.
You don't have to drive hundreds of miles to get a great deal on a new or used vehicle. Price sells cars at Williston Auto. We're in the business of beating the deal from any dealer. Go ahead, shop around from Bismarck to Billings. Then bring us their best deal. We'll squish it like a bug and beat it like a rented mule. No animals or insects were injured while making this commercial. Price sells cars at Williston Auto and WillistonAuto.com. See dealer for details.
From their humble beginnings in 1910 through 4 generations, family-owned First International Bank and Trust has been delivering on the promise to help dreams come true, one customer at a time. Their style of banking places the focus on you first and your overall experience, keeping your best interests in mind and striving to provide smart financial solutions that improve and simplify your life, letting you get back to what matters most. First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
G&G Pharmacy, an independent, locally owned retail pharmacy committed to providing you top-notch customer service from their friendly, fast, and knowledgeable staff. Open 7 days a week. G&G Pharmacy offers the convenience of a drive-through window and a traditional retail store. Melissa and Doug toys available at their downtown Service Drug location. And no more wondering when your prescription's ready. Use the mobile app or receive a text message when it's ready from G&G Pharmacy. 572-RXRX. That's 572-7979.
Performance Plus, something new from American State Bank and Trust Company, an account that fits your active lifestyle. Free digital banking services including bill pay, remote deposit, and e-statements, an instant issue debit card, limited ATM fee refunds, and no maintenance fees. Go to ASBT.com for terms and conditions and stop in our Main or North offices to open your new Performance Plus account. Banking the American State way. It's banking your way with Performance Plus. Member FDIC.
On Sundays, your NFL team is always playing at Buffalo Wild Wings. With 63 HD TVs having the NFL package, you will not miss a minute of action. Enjoy wings, salads, sandwiches, and more as your teams take the field. Come in and fan up while enjoying the variety of beers on tap from kickoff to the final whistle. Located at 417 Rieger Drive in Williston, North Dakota, football lives here. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beers, sports.
Mike Ruder back here for Teton basketball on 660 Keys News Radio. We are at halftime of the women's game. Tetons have a 10-point lead. United Tribes finish the game off on a 5-0 run. 2 free throws coming there, and then a defensive stop, followed by a buzzer-beating 3. No official stats here today for the Tetons. We'll take a look. We do have the scoring totals, starting off with United Tribe Technical College. Leading the way in scoring for Tribes is going to be Amaya Ramsey. She has 10 points at the break on 5 2-point field goals. Also with 10 points, Mayona Definius. She has 10 points, including that buzzer-beating 3-pointer and the 2 free throws that came just before a possession before that as well. She has 5 straight points for Tribes. 4 points coming from Kelana McLean. 2 points coming from Mallory Yankton, and 1 point on going 1 of 2 from the stripe is Sandy Friday. Overall, in the first half, Tribe shot 3 for 5 from the charity stripe. Looking at foul trouble, there are three Thunderbirds with 2 fouls heading into halftime. Ramsey, Friday, and McLean each with 2. Dufinius, Flying Horse, and Gourneau each have 1 apiece. Taking a look at scoring for the Williston State Tetons, leading the way at the break is Emily Kurkowski. She has 13 points on one 3-pointer and 5 made 2-pointers in the game. Next up is Irene De La Fuente. 2 2-point field goals coming all in the first quarter, and then went 3 for 4 from the stripe in quarter number 2. Yasmin Butler has 6 points on 3 2-pointers. A 3-point field goal made by Haley McDonald, and then it is Elizabeth Field, Kylie Oldelk, Sydney Labatt, and Brianna Oldelk, each with 2 points apiece. Only one Teton player, that is McDonald, who has more than 1 foul. She has 2 heading into the second half. And then it's Field, Kurkowski, Labatt, Oldelk, and De La Fuente with 1 foul each. 9:18 left to go before we start half number 2 here from the Well in Williston. And then coming up after this one, the men will be in action. And it'll also be a busy day here, or busy weekend for Teton Athletics, as they have more games coming up. It'll be hockey in action here this weekend on Friday and Saturday. Double back-to-back games against University of Minnesota Crookston. On Friday, it'll be 7 p.m. Puck will be dropping at the Raymond Center here in Williston, and then turning around on the 4th on Saturday, it will be a 2 p.m. face-off. Friday, the Tetons will have off, then back here at the Well for more basketball as Bismarck State College comes to town for another Mondac Conference matchup. On the 7th, Teton hockey will be in action in Bottineau. The Tetons and the Lumberjacks doing battle in ACHA hockey. And then on the 8th, Williston State travels to Devil's Lake to take on Lake Region State. On the 9th, we won't have Teton basketball, but it will be District 16 girls basketball action, which will be a fantastic. That tournament goes the 9th, 10th, and 11th. A busy week ahead for Teton Athletics right here on 660 Keys News Radio. Just under 8 minutes left to go before we get going for half number 2. We're going to take a 5-minute timeout, and we'll be back for more of the halftime breakdown and get you ready for half number 2 here from the Well in Williston.
So you need a new vehicle. You've done your homework, and a new Honda would be perfect. Reliable, fuel efficient, stylish, perfect. But where do you go? Why not your hometown Honda dealer, Ryan Honda at Ryan Motors in Williston. We have a nice selection of affordable new Hondas, and when it comes time for service, Ryan Honda's authorized Honda Service Center will keep your Honda running its best for years. Come see us today, your full-service hometown Honda dealership, Ryan Honda at Ryan Motors in Williston, or shop ryanhonda.net.
Invest in yourself at Williston State College. Scholarship opportunities are available to local and regional students. Eligible students can receive up to $12,000 in tuition and fees. Make an investment in your education and future with 13 CTE and 15 associate programs, including business management, cybersecurity, agriculture, massage therapy, nursing, petroleum automation, IT, welding, and diesel technology.
Let them help you with that investment in your life. Call 701-774-4200 or visit wilistonstate.edu/scholarships. When you're looking for a new or a different home, seek the counsel of the professionals at Basin Brokers. Basin Brokers has offices in Plentywood, Montana, Watford City, and Williston. The realtors at Basin Brokers know the market and will help you find the home that fits your requirements and budget. They're happy to answer all your questions about the area. The real estate office you want to know is Basin Brokers in Watford City, Plentywood, and Williston. Find them online at basonbrokers.com.
Of all your choices for a financial institution, clearly the best is the West. Western Cooperative Credit Union is money done the Western way. WCCU provides you with good old-fashioned Western hospitality every time you walk through our door. We treat you like neighbors ought to treat each other, because that's just who we are, neighbors. So head west. You'll know you're here when you see the bison on our sign. Join the herd at Western Cooperative Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
McDonald's of Williston is proud to support all the Williston State Teton athletic teams and would like to wish them success this season. McDonald's would like to thank the community of Williston and the surrounding area for your patronage over the years. Hey, the next time you're in town, stop by McDonald's for a great meal or a quick snack. McDonald's of Williston. Breakfast, lunch, or dessert, come on into McDonald's of Williston. Proud to be a part of Teton Athletics and proud to be part of the Williston community.
And we're back with breaking news. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any Coke fan, so make sure you... Jim. Jim. We're on the air.
Ooh, yes, this tastes like the best Coke ever to me. Your thoughts, Jen?
Well, can I have a sip?
Jen, we're in the middle of reporting the news.
I need to try it first.
You don't have to drive hundreds of miles to get a great deal on a new or used vehicle. Price sells cars at Williston Auto. We're in the business of beating the deal from any dealer. Go ahead, shop around from Bismarck to Billings. Then bring us their best deal. We'll squish it like a bug and beat it like a rented mule. No animals or insects were injured while making this commercial. Price sells cars at Williston Auto and WillistonAuto.com. See dealer for the news.
G&G Pharmacy, an independent, locally owned retail pharmacy committed to providing you top-notch customer service from their friendly, fast, and knowledgeable staff. Open 7 days a week. G&G Pharmacy offers the convenience of a drive-through window and a traditional retail store. Melissa and Doug toys available at their downtown Service Drug location. And no more wondering when your prescription's ready. Use the mobile app or receive a text message when it's ready from G&G Pharmacy. 572-RXRX. That's 572-7979.
From their humble beginnings in 1910 through 4 generations, family-owned First International Bank and Trust has been delivering on the promise to help dreams come true, one customer at a time. Their style of banking places the focus on you first and your overall experience, keeping your best interests in mind and striving to provide smart financial solutions that improve and simplify your life, letting you get back to what matters most. First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
On Sundays, your NFL team is always playing at Buffalo Wild Wings. With 63 HD TVs having the NFL package, you will not miss a minute of action. Enjoy wings, salads, sandwiches, and more as your teams take the field. Come in and fan up while enjoying the variety of beers on tap from kickoff to the final whistle. Located at 417 Rieger Drive in Williston, North Dakota, football lives here. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beers, sports.
Mike, we're back here for Teton basketball on 660 Keys News Radio. 2.5 minutes left before halftime. Tetons came out onto the court, and they were deciding whether or not they were going to get some shots up. Looks like they are still waiting for Tribes to exit the locker room, and here they come as well. Wilson State with a 10-point lead at half, 37-27. Now getting some shots up on the court. Here comes a quartet of Tribes players out, still waiting for the rest to come in. Tribes has went on a 5-0 run to end the first half, and they look to try to chip away at this 10-point Williston State lead. 37-27, a little bit lower scoring than Coach Triplett thought it would be, a little more up and down. Tetons doing a great job on defense, to having plenty of takeaways and steals, especially Emily Kurkowski, who has at least 4 steals that have had to lay up. She's been able to complete 3 of them en route to her 13 points at the break. We'll see what the Tetons and adjustments they make during halftime. Coach Triplett over at the scores table, making sure he knows the situation and that he has the same that they do in the official book, especially without official stats that this team can get during the break to look things over. A minute left to go here on the clock before we get underway. Still the last couple of Tribes players trickling out, a few of them getting some shots up on the court. Officials are out on the court and looking to get ready to go. It is starting to fill up here at the Well in Williston. Always a good crowd when Tribes is in town. So Tetons trying to put some more pressure on and rebound from yesterday's loss, or Monday's loss, to Science. Get back on the winning side of things and keep pace with both Dawson and Science in the Mondac Conference standings. Tetons 1 game back of Dawson, 3 games back now of Science in the standings. They'll see Dawson one more time and Science one more time on the year. Also, they'll play, working down their schedule, take a look at who Williston State has for the remainder of the season as it winds down to a close here in February. Coming up next at home will be Bismarck State College and the Mystics. Tetons have a 2-0 lead in the series. On Wednesday the 8th, Williston State will travel to Lake Region. Monday the 13th, travel to Miles City. Thursday the 16th, at home versus Dawson. Sunday the 19th, at home versus Science. Monday the 20th, on the road against this United Tribes team. And finishing the year out of regular season play at home on Sunday the 26th against Botno and Dakota College. Time is run off the clock for a halftime. Tetons making their way out on the court. McDonald getting some last-second instructions from Coach Schwanke, and Coach Triplett giving Elizabeth Field some instruction out there how he wants the offense to get set up. Tetons have the ball. Here we go. Kurkowski will get it into Field, who walks it past the timeline. Tetons looking to stretch back out this 10-point lead. They've led by as many as 15 in the game. Field looking to get it away. Finds De La Fuente on top. Some offensive confusion. McDonald on the near wing. Give and go from De La Fuente to Labatt underneath. And for the second straight half, Sydney Labatt starts off with a 2-point basket. Tetons up by 12, 39-27. Here comes the Thunderbirds. Defanius, she's driving, runs right into De La Fuente, who picks up her second personal foul, first team on Williston State. They look about a little bit out of sorts on both ends of the court here to start off this third quarter. Inbound pass coming for Tribe. Kicks it off in the corner to Gorneau. Up on top, it'll go to Ramsey. Ramsey waiting for someone to come clear. She dribbles to the top of the perimeter. Friday has it on the wing, looking to drive on Labatt. She's going to be stopped. Tries to flip it up. That's going to be short, no good. Pulled down by Kurkowski. Kurkowski gets reached in on by Flying Horse. Gets by and up into the front court. Tetons set up in the half-court set. Field comes to get the ball on the near wing. She drives down, up back on top to De La Fuente. Now to McDonald. McDonald serving. Cross court is going to go. High post to De La Fuente underneath to Labatt. Is going to save it from going out of bounds to Field. Field finds De La Fuente with a little running shot up. No good. She bails out. And that's going to be back into the hands of the Thunderbirds. They come back with a three-pointer right away. Quick, no good. Offensive rebound by Gorneau. It'll be stolen away by the Tetons into the hands of McDonald. She's going to get it up to Field, but it'll be tipped away. Collision on the ground, and that's going to be a held ball. Alternating arrow will give it back to Tribes. Both teams a little sloppy to start here this third quarter. Tetons holding on to a 12-point lead, 39-27. Inbound play coming for the Thunderbirds. Flying Horse set to get it in. Bounce pass into Definius. She'll jog it up across the timeline. Close to 8.5 left to go in period number 3. Out on the wing. Over to Flying Horse. Picking up a screen from Ramsey. She gets to the top. Bounce pass from Friday. Definius, long three-pointer off the mark. No good. Long rebound is going to be put up, and that's going to be a foul on Kurkowski. Kurkowski fouled Friday, who will go to the line to shoot a pair. That'll be number 2 on the team in the quarter. Number 2 on Kurkowski in the game. Friday at the stripe for 2 shots. Chance to work the lead back down to 10. First one up and good. So now 4 for 6 in the game, or 4 for 6 in the game shooting from the stripe for Tribes. One more chance to make it 5 for 7 from the line. Friday, second one. That's going to be short, no good. Pulled down by Labatt. Gets it off to McDonald, who'll jog it up. Defanius guarding her up the court. She falls back into defense for the Thunderbirds. Over to Field. Field back up on top to McDonald. Finds De La Fuente on the high post. Out in the wing to Field. She pulls the trigger. No good. Pulled down by Flying Horse. Flying Horse. Long bounce pass up to Defanius. Cross court. Underneath. It'll go. Swings it back around. Here comes the attack. Friday with a fall-away jumper. Up no good. McDonald comes away with it. She pushes it up the court. She's going to peel off. Didn't have anybody in support. Kurkowski. She looks to drive. Penetrate over to McDonald. McDonald up on top to De La Fuente. Field looking down low for Labatt. One dribble entry pass from the bottom wing extended. Up to Field. Field will put one dribble to De La Fuente over to Kurkowski, who pulls the trigger from three. That's going to be off the mark. Elizabeth Field the rebound. Takes a dribble. Kicks it out to McDonald. McDonald tries for three. That's no good. Tipped up in the air. Pulled down by Labatt. Labatt finds McDonald, who gets into the paint, steps through, and she's going to be stripped out of bounds. And that'll be an inbound play coming for the Tetons. 16 seconds left on the shot clock after a couple of resets for the Tetons, missing a couple. De La Fuente gets it in the paint, puts it up, and she's going to be fouled on the way up. That one might be on Gourneau. That'll be her second first team foul on United Tribes here with 7:19 left to go on the American State Bank scoreboard in quarter number 3. De La Fuente missed one of four from the line in the first half. She misses that one. Now 3 of 5 from the stripe, trying to make it 4 of 6. Second of 2 for De La Fuente. That one is up, and that one rolls off the rim. Tetons having a not-so-great shooting day from the charity stripe. Here, back up the court comes Tribes. Definius has it, guarded by Field on top. Gourneau coming to get the ball. Definius will put it on the deck. Back dribble. Picks up a screen from Friday. Crosses over. Good job defending by Field. Here comes a drive. Little second shot effort by the Thunderbirds. Ramsey tried to put it up, but that was great closeout defense by McDonald to make her pump fake in midair and turn the ball over on the air ball. Inbound pass coming for the Tetons. They're up by 11, 39-28. Kurkowski gets it over to Field. Full court defense being put on by the Thunderbirds. McDonald back to Field. Kick it back to McDonald across the timeline. Off to the races, and there's going to be a body check foul by Flying Horse. 6:48 left to go. Second team foul on the Thunderbirds in the quarter. That is her second as well. Each team now with 2 personal fouls here in quarter number 3. Haley McDonald set to inbound from the near sideline. Gets it into De La Fuente up on top. Now to Kurkowski. Swings it to Field on the far wing. De La Fuente up to McDonald. Back to De La Fuente on the high post. Turnaround jumper up, and that one will roll in for Irene De La Fuente. Looking a little tentative on that mid-range jumper, but gets it in. 41-28. Here comes a drive. Gets it down low. Shot is going to be altered. No good. Pulled down by Labatt. That shot was made by Ramsey. McDonald pushing it up the court for Williston State. Here she comes, trying to extend the lead. McDonald over to Kurkowski, looking down low for Labatt. Back up on top to McDonald. To De La Fuente. Kurkowski for 3. Just off the mark. No good. That one was on just a bit off. Pass down along the far baseline is going to be tipped out of bounds by Elizabeth Field. A trio of Thunderbirds set to check in. Tetons will pull off, and the Thunderbirds will look to go 94 feet down the court. 6:08 left to go in the quarter. Inbound pass goes to Flying Horse. She's going to walk into a trap. Gets it over along the cross to Ramsey. Ramsey in the corner to Fanius. Pulls the trigger from 3. That one is in there. Left her wide open in the corner. A little bit of a defensive breakdown. Inbound pass goes to Kurkowski. 10-point game, 41-31. Kurkowski over to De La Fuente. Now to Field on the far wing. Looking down low for Labatt. Can't find her. De La Fuente swings the ball back to Field. Field puts it on the deck. Gets in top. Underneath it'll go to De La Fuente. Can't handle the lob pass. Out of bounds, and the Tetons turn things over. Williston State has been a little bit tentative with the ball here in the third quarter. Back up comes McLean and the Tribes. McLean driving, and she's going to bobble the ball as she looks to get it off into the corner for Pembroke Kingbird, and that's going to be a turnover as they get called for the travel. 5.5 left to go in the third quarter. Both teams still trying to find their footing here in the second half. Inbound pass goes to Elizabeth Field. More full court press coming. Field crossing over, a little hesitation dribble, now gets across the timeline. High post to Labatt. Labatt going to get it back to field on the perimeter. Baseline drive is cut off. She'll have to pull it back up. Finds De La Fuente on top. In the middle, pass to Labatt is going to be tipped away. Defanius on the drive. She's looking to take it herself. Layup is going to be up and no good. Tipped away by McDonald. Finds De La Fuente. Gets it up to Field. Tetons 3-on-3 up the court. Field will pull out. She'll look to set it up. Just about poked away by Flying Horse. Finds McDonald. She'll slow things down. Crossing over and pushing down. Underneath to Field. Field's going to put it up, and she'll be fouled on her way up. That's going to be a foul on Ramsey here with 4:47 left to go, and with it will come a media timeout with the first stoppage under 5 minutes. We're going to take a 60-second timeout. Tetons have a 10-point lead, 41-31. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Performance Plus, something new from American State Bank and Trust Company, an account that fits your active lifestyle. Free digital banking services including bill pay, remote deposit, and e-statements, an instant issue debit card, limited ATM fee refunds, and no maintenance fees. Go to ASBT.com for terms and conditions and stop in our Main or North offices to open your new Performance Plus account. Banking the American State way. It's banking your way with Performance Plus. Member FDIC.
Invest in yourself at Williston State College. Scholarship opportunities are available to local and regional students. Eligible students can receive up to $12,000 in tuition and fees. Make an investment in your education and future with 13 CTE and 15 associate programs, including business management, cybersecurity, agriculture, massage therapy, nursing, petroleum automation, IT, welding, and diesel technology.
Let them help you with that investment in your life. Call 701-774-4200 or visit willistonstate.edu/scholarships.
Mike Ritter back here for Teton basketball on 660 Keys News Radio. Any indication how this third quarter has went so far? Both teams have combined to score 8 points in the first 5 minutes and 13 seconds of the quarter. Elizabeth Field at the stripe trying to add 2 more for Williston State. Field at the stripe for her first of 2. On the way, that one is going to be up and in. Tetons up 42-31. Second one for Field. On the way, and that one is up and good as well. 2 of 2 for that trip for the Tetons. Back comes Flying Horse. Long pass, outlet out to Pemberton. She heaves it up. That's going to be no good. De La Fuente is going to come down with it. They're going to try to swipe the ball away from her. There's going to be a reach-in foul called on McLean with 4:37 left to go. So McLean reached in, trying to get the ball stolen away. Third team foul on McLean. Fourth team foul. Full court press coming for United Tribes. McDonald set to inbound. Bounce pass over to Field. She'll get it into the corner. She'll hand it off back to McDonald, who'll push it up the sideline. Crossover. Working on Defanius. Gets across the timeline. Looks to set up in the half-court set. De La Fuente has it pushed away from her. Field now into the corner. McDonald had Labatt, but good recovery on defense. In and under. Labatt all alone. Up it goes for 2. Defanius got sealed off on the fronting defense. Good play by Sydney Labatt for 2 more. She has 6 in the game. 45-31. Defanius on the wing, picking a screen from McLean. Works around a second screen on top from Flying Horse and will pull back to the perimeter. Orky on Field looks to drive baseline. She's going to get under, throw it up, no good. Pulled down by De La Fuente, who'll get it up to McDonald. McDonald looking to push. She's going to come up, look to attack. Going to get down, kicks it over to Field. Field looking to attack, gets to the high post, back up on top to De La Fuente. Labatt looking down low again. Good closeout by Pemberton. Kurkowski gets it to De La Fuente, who dribbles it through to Field from the corner for 3. In and out, no good. Offensive rebound coming down to De La Fuente. Gets it in there, flips it up right before it's going to hit down there. Kurkowski comes away with it, lays it up and in. 2 more points by Williston State, up by 16, their largest lead of the game. Flying Horse racing up the court. Kurkowski with a good closeout. Back to McLean, trying to get it off to a guard in the corner, and it's going to be reached in by Kurkowski, trying to deflect the pass. That'll be the 3rd team foul on Williston State. Kurkowski picking up number 3. There'll be inbound pass coming for the Thunderbirds underneath their own basket. Holding on, waiting for someone to come free. Up on top, it'll go to Defanius. She's trying to drive on Fields, and there's going to call an a questionable call, let's call it that, on Elizabeth Field, who had good defensive posture as Defanius was trying to work her way through traffic. Fourth team foul on the Tetons, just the second on Field, up on top to Pemberton. Over to Defanius. She's trying to find Flying Horse on top. Pull-up jumper, and that'll be a foul by Kurkowski. Kurkowski picks up her fourth, and that will be 2 shots coming either way, and the Tribes will be shooting the rest of the way. Kurkowski now will have to play the remaining 13 minutes of the game with 4 fouls. We'll see how long Coach Triplett goes with her. First free throw is going to be up and no good by Flying Horse. Has a chance to cut the lead back to 15 with her second. 3:04 left to go on the American State Bank scoreboard. 47-31. Second one on the way. In and out, no good. Defensive rebound pulled down by Labatt. Gets it up to Kurkowski. She pushes it across the timeline. Crosses over. Gets into the paint, and she'll be fouled on the way up. We'll see which one is on. Both McLean and Flying Horse were in the area. That is going to be team foul number 5 on the Thunderbirds as well. So Brianna Oldelk will be coming in for Kurkowski. Number 3 on Flying Horse. Kurkowski at the line for a pair. First one up and in. She'll have one more coming. Sub coming in for Tribes as well as at the next stop or after this one goes in for Kurkowski, and it does. Brianna Oldelk checking into the game, and Flying Horse coming out. Sandy Friday checking back in. 2:56 left to go in quarter number 3. Tetons up 49-31. 18 points, their largest lead of the game. McLean has it up on top. Swings it over into the corner to Pembert Kingbird. Up on top to Pemberton. Swings it to Friday. Friday looking to drive. Gets to the elbow. Pulls the trigger, and that's going to bounce around. No good. Tipped up by Labatt and out of bounds. Last touched by the Tetons. Fresh 20 on the clock for the Thunderbirds. Inbound pass coming. Pemberton set to trigger. Tribes trying to get away. They go up on top. Long three-pointer is up and good by Defanius. That is her third three-pointer of the game. McDonald gets it into Brianna Oldelk. Oldelk back to McDonald, who will work her way up the court. She'll get over, have it bumped away from her by Friday. Could have been a call there. Coach Triplett wanted a foul on that one to no avail. 49-34. Inbound pass comes to Field, up on top to the perimeter. Teton setting up in the half court. Over to De La Fuente on the far wing. Oldelk on top of the perimeter. She'll kick it over to McDonald. McDonald thought about a three-pointer, didn't take it. Labatt on the high post, takes one dribble, swings it off to Field. Field down low to De La Fuente. She spins baseline, has it flipped away from her. And she was looking for McDonald in the corner. We'll see who it's on. If that's on McLean, that puts her fourth foul. So McLean will check out of the game. Now McLean for United Tribes with 4, and Kurkowski for Williston State, each with 4 fouls. De La Fuente at the stripe, 4-2, made her last 2 attempts. Trying to replicate that. Her first one rattles off and drops in there. Hit the front, back, front again, and went in. 50-34. One more for Irene on the way. That one does the same. 2 for 2 once again for the Tetons from the stripe. 2:05 left to go. Bringing it up the court are the Thunderbirds. Friday, she gets it off over to Kingbird. Kingbird hands it to Pembert Kingbird. Now in the corner to Defanius. Guarding closely by Field. Tries to get a baseline drive. Elizabeth, good job denying. Spin move, flips it up. No good, and be tipped out of bounds. Last touched by Defanius and the Thunderbirds. 1:45 left to go in the half. Butler coming into the game. She'll check in for Labatt. So both De La Fuente and Butler, 6'2 and 6'5, the forwards in the game for the Tetons. Here comes an inbound pass to McDonald. She'll back through, pushing it up the court. She's going to find a seam, trying to get down into the paint. Lob pass over to Butler. Kicks it back out on top to Oldelk. Oldelk has it tipped away from behind. Tetons a little lazy with the passes here that time. Coming up is Pemberton. Kicks it out in the corner to Defanius. Stolen away by Elizabeth Field. To McDonald, trying to push her way through. Back to Field. She'll turn the corner and push it up the court. Just missed. Butler had an opening seam, but that would have been about a 60-foot cross-court pass. Butler has it on the far post. Looking for Curly McDonald. Can't find her. Up on top to Oldelk. Gets over to McDonald for three-pointer. That's off the mark. No good. Tipped up into the hands of De La Fuente. Tetons get the offensive board. McDonald again. Up on top to De La Fuente. Looking for someone open. Gets it to Oldelk on top. Under a minute left to play. 9 seconds left. Underneath, Butler to De La Fuente. A little too far under the basket. Couldn't complete the shot. And that'll be turned back over to the two Tribes. Up on top, it'll be Kingbird. She'll find Friday. Picks up a screen. Crossing over amongst the trees for the Tetons. Kingbird has it. Tries to step back. Friday driving on Butler. It's going to be blocked by Butler underneath. Great block by Yasmin. Back comes Field. She'll push it up. About a half-second differential between the shot and the play clock. Tetons can hold for the last shot of the quarter. Field has it from the far wing. She'll get it up on top to McDonald. Pulls the trigger from long, wide open. High bounce, and that's going to go over top of the backboard. Tribes will get a last-second look with 13 seconds left to go. They had a late look in the first half, hitting a buzzer-beater three-pointer to close the game to just 10 points. They can... Tetons up 51-34. 17-point lead. Here it comes. Stolen away there by the Tetons. 5 seconds left. McDonald pushing it up the court. She has 2 seconds. Heave at the buzzer. Up and gets the rebound, but that is going to be too late. At about 2 seconds left, could have gotten about 5 feet closer to the rim before time expired. Tetons up 17, 51-34. We're going to take a minute break. Be back for the start of quarter number 4 here from Williston.
So you need a new vehicle. You've done your homework, and a new Honda would be perfect. Reliable, fuel efficient, stylish, perfect. But where do you go? Why not your hometown Honda dealer, Ryan Honda at Ryan Motors in Williston. We have a nice selection of affordable new Hondas, and when it comes time for service, Ryan Honda's authorized Honda Service Center will keep your Honda running its best for years. Come see us today, your full-service hometown Honda dealership, Ryan Honda at Ryan Motors in Williston, or shop ryanhonda.net.
When you're looking for a new or a different home, seek the counsel of the professionals at Basin Brokers. Basin Brokers has offices in Plentywood, Montana, Watford City, and Williston. The realtors at Basin Brokers know the market and will help you find the home that fits your requirements and budget. They're happy to answer all your questions about the area. The real estate office you want to know is Basin Brokers in Watford City, Plentywood, and Williston. Find them online at basinbrokers.com.
Mike Ruder back here for Teton basketball on 660 Keys News Radio. Tetons out on the court with Butler, his bad horse, Kurkowski, Field, and Brianna Oldelk here to start quarter number 4. They'll get the ball to start. Oldelk will be looking to get it into the backcourt to Kurkowski. 10 minutes up on the clock. Tetons up 17. Kurkowski pushes it up the court. She's going to be guarded very closely there along the perimeter. Finds Brianna Oldelk, who pull back up on top. Over to Field, looking down low for Kurkowski, can't find her. His bad horse, straight away, three-pointer, just off the mark, no good. Then be pulled away by Tribes. Crossing over, they get it over on to Yankton. Yankton pulls the trigger, soft off the rim, no good. Pulled down by Butler. Butler gets it to Oldelk. Looking cross-court, up it's going to go to Kurkowski. Pulls the trigger on the long two-point jumper, no good. Back rebounded by Pemberton. Here comes Tribes of the court. Back and forth they go. Field trying to strip the ball underneath. Well up on top to Pemberton. She'll set up the offense in the half court. Ramsey from the near wing. Pushes to the top of the perimeter. Hands it off to Defanius. Another long-range three-pointer. That one's off the mark. Pulled down by Oldelk. Up to Kurkowski. Kurkowski's going to go up. No good. Butler gets the offensive board. That one doesn't go in. And that'll be a foul on the reach-in by Butler. Trying to swipe it away. 9:02 left to go. So a couple of bunnies blown by Williston State here. Back-to-back. As they've cleaned up on the boards but haven't been able to convert. First team foul, first personal on Butler. Back up the court comes Tribes. They have it on top of the perimeter. Friday looking for backdoor Defanius. She's cut off by Brianna Oldelk. Gets it off. Down low to Ramsey. Ramsey turnaround jumper. That'll roll in there off the rim. 51-36 down to a 15-point lead. Kurkowski pushing it up the court, crosses the timeline. There's Friday checking her on the point, and there's going to be a holding foul underneath. It looks like that might go against Ramsey, working hard against Butler on the low block. She's working her case, but to no avail. Friday coming out of the game. Flying Horse coming back in. That is personal foul number 4 on Ramsey. Inbound play coming for Old Elk. Gets it down low to His Bad Horse. Puts it up, and that one is in. Kansas His Bad Horse with a nice completion on the inbounds pass play. Up on top, Ramsey has it. We'll have to be careful with 4. Flying Horse on top of the perimeter to Pemberton. Now to Defanius, works around the top of the perimeter. She'll back down, working on His Bad Horse. Step back jumper on the way. That one up and no good. Pulled down by Elizabeth Field. She pushes it up the court. No one available to get it down underneath in transition, so Tetons will set up in the half court. Kurkowski on top, being guarded closely by Flying Horse. His Bad Horse looking to get it down underneath the Butler. Field drives, left all alone. Finger roll up and in. Great decision by Elizabeth Field as Yasmin Butler was triple teamed underneath the basket. Here comes a little backdoor pass looking to get to Ramsey. She gets it in, blocked by Butler. Kicks it off to Field once again. Back come the Tetons. 55-36, 19 points. Matches their largest lead of the game. Butler working down low. They get into His Bad Horse. Had a chance to take it. Now she'll take Defanius, and she's going to be fouled on the way up. Kansas His Bad Horse will go to the line to shoot a pair. Here with 7:29 left to go in quarter number 4. Coming out of the game will be Pemberton. Checking in for her will be Garika Kingbird. So Kingbird a little bit more height out on the floor. His Bad Horse, first one up and good. That'll make it a 20-point game, 56-36. Kylie Old Elk set to check back in. One more shot coming. McLean also getting up to check in for Tribes. That one up and no good, pulled down by Flying Horse. Old Elk and McLean will have to wait to come back into the game. Flying Horse along the perimeter, bounce pass over to Yankton up on top, working on Butler. The long range Butler getting a good defense. Pass just about thrown away. Up on top, it'll go to Defanius. Now swings it to the top of the perimeter to Ramsey. Ramsey with a wide open lane to the basket, gets it up and in, down to 18 points. Back up the court comes Elizabeth Field. Defanius there to check her at the timeline. Elizabeth crosses over, pushes down, hands it off to Kurkowski. Kurkowski picks up her dribble, finds it over to Field. Field the baseline drive. She'll be caught off the mark. She's going to put it up and blocked out of bounds, they say. Close to a turnover on Fields there. Fields will come out of the game with 6:47 left to go. Ramsey will check out for the Thunderbirds. Brianna Old Elk set to trigger the inbound pass. Late developing play. Out it goes to Kylie Old Elk. They have His Bad Horse with a good seal underneath. Kicks it out to Butler from the elbow. Shot is going to be up, no good. Kurkowski's going to put it up. She'll be blocked. Thought that one was a foul. Old Elk, there's Kylie Old Elk, no good. Scramble for the ball on the ground. Swung up, it's going to go. Here comes a 2-on-1. Butler running the floor in transition, and a great play by Yasmin Butler to run the court and get the deflection to knock the ball out of bounds and force the Thunderbirds into a baseline entry pass play. Here comes a pass up on top. Let's go Defanius. Defanius guarded closely by His Bad Horse. Into Butler. Bounce pass is going to be stolen away there. Up to His Bad Horse. She'll push it up. And it's going to be, she'll be stolen the other way. And there is cherry picking out on the other end. Defanius puts it up and in for 2 more. Down to a 16-point game. Still 6:05 left to play. Kylie Old Elk bringing it up the court for Williston State. Shelby Meyer set to check in for the Tetons on the next stop. Over to Kurkowski. Has it on top the perimeter. Now to His Bad Horse. Swings it into Brianna Old Elk. Give and go underneath. His Bad Horse can't handle the pass. Tetons throw it away again. Back comes Flying Horse. She's going to work her way into traffic. Bounce pass over to Yankton. Yankton working up. Now hands the ball off to Kingbird. Kingbird tries to turn the corner. Good job there. McLean out to Yankton. She is working the corner. Again trying to get into the paint. And Tetons doing a good denial. Handed off underneath the Defanius. Pass just a little bit too hard. Out of bounds. And the Tetons will take over 56-40. Meyer coming in for Kurkowski. 5.5 left to go on the American State Bank scoreboard. Kylie Old Elk gets it into Brianna. Will march it up the court. Yankton has guarding her the way up the perimeter. Gets it off to His Bad Horse. Now to Kylie Old Elk. looking for Meyer. Meyer swings it to Brianna. Looking down low. Can't find Butler. Up on top to Kansas. Butler calling for a swing. And there's a three-point shot from the outside. Up and in. Brianna Old Elk knocks it down. Tetons back up by 19. 59-40. 5 minutes left to go. Devanius has it along the perimeter. She's trying to drive, kicks it off in the corner to Flying Horse. Flying Horse pulls the trigger. That's no good. Butler comes down with the rebound. His bad horse skips it up on top to Kylie Old Elk. Kylie drives into the corner for Meyer. Meyer takes off. She's going to finger roll up, and she'll be fouled on the way up. Shelby Meyer will go to the line to shoot a pair with 4:43 left to go. With that stoppage under 5 minutes, we have a media timeout. Third team foul, and that is number 5 on McLean. We're going to take a stoppage of play here. We'll send it back to the studio for a 1-minute timeout.
Of all your choices for a financial institution, clearly the best is the West. Western Cooperative Credit Union is money done the Western way. WCCU provides you with good old-fashioned Western hospitality every time you walk through our door. We treat you like neighbors ought to treat each other, because that's just who we are, neighbors. So head west. You'll know you're here when you see the bison on our sign. Join the herd at Western Cooperative Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
And we're back with breaking news. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any Coke fan, so make sure you... Jim. Jim. On the air.
Ooh, yes, this tastes like the best Coke ever to me. Your thoughts, Jen?
Well, can I have a sip?
Jen, we're in the middle of reporting the news.
I need to try it first.
Mike Ritter back here for Teton basketball on 660 Keys News Radio. Shelby Meyer at the line for a pair of shots. That fifth foul on Kalana McLean was her fifth. At the stripe, Meyer's first one. Up and off it goes. She'll have one more coming. Shelby looking to crack the scoring column with her second of two. 4:43 left to go. That one is up and good. Tetons up by 20, 60-40. Back up the court comes Tiara Flying Horse. She crossed the timeline. Looking to get it off to Defanius. Reverses her direction. Up on top, it'll go to Ramsey. Ramsey working on his bad horse. On the perimeter, Yankton has it. Trying to drive on Butler. Good job, Butler. Down low, underneath. Shot is going to be up, and there's going to be a foul on Williston State. That'll send Friday to the line for a pair. Butler picked up her second personal foul. Second team foul on the Tetons here in the fourth. Friday's first one is up off the front of the rim. No good. Score remains 60-40. They'll have one more coming from the stripe. Friday's second of two on the way. That one's up no good. Tipped up in the air. It's going to be pulled down by Scramble for it on the ground. And finally coming away with it is Kylie Old Elk. There's going to be a double dribble called on Old Elk as she couldn't quite get through traffic cleanly. That'll turn the ball back over to Tribes here. 4:19 left to go. Tetons trying to hold on to their margin for the last four and change to come away with another Mondac Conference victory. Flying Horse set to trigger. Looking to get it in, can't find anybody. Long pass. Friday gets it underneath. She'll put it up, and she's going to be fouled. Brianna Old Elk will be called for the whistle. Third team foul on Williston State. Just one tick came off the clock. Second on Brianna. At the line will be Friday one more time. First one on the way. Doesn't hit anything and sails out of bounds. She'll have one more coming. Friday at the line for her second of two. Toes the line and lets this one fly. That one will be up and good. One of two from the stripe as they call a timeout to wait for Flying Horse to tie her shoe as the Tetons get ready for some full court press. 60-41. Flying Horse, his bad horse, gets the game ball in. Going to get it up again to Meyer. Meyer down low to Butler, and Butler's going to be fouled as she goes up. We'll see if they count the bucket, and they count the bucket as good. So two more in the books for Yasmin Butler. That'll be foul number 3 called on number 3, Sandy Friday. J.C. Turcotte set to check back in. Chance for Butler to complete the three-point play. One shot on the way, rattles in, hits every part of the rim, it drops in there. Turcotte into the game for the Tetons for the first time. 63-41. Inbound pass goes to Flying Horse. She'll bring it up the court for the Thunderbirds. Has it on the far wing, work her way back up on top. Looking to get it over to Yankton. Picks up a screen. Here comes another screen trying to get it up on top. Missed a slipped player on her team. Pemberton on the top. Defanius working away. She's been deadly from beyond the arc, looking to drive on Brianna Oldelk. Swing pass over to Flying Horse. Flying Horse pulls up from the elbow. That one is up and good. Good drive and shot by Tiara Flying Horse. Kylie Oldelk gets it up to Turcotte. Long pass up to Myers. Has his bad horse underneath. Pass was a little bit too tall. Back comes the Thunderbirds. Pushing it up the court is Yankton. Crossing over. She'll step through out onto the outside. Flying Horse for a long shot. That's up no good. Pulled down by Brianna Oldelk. Oldelk pushing it back up the court. 63-43. Backing down against Yankton. Swing pass over to Kylie Oldelk. Tipped off of Kylie's hands and goes out of bounds, but the officials give it back to the Tetons. Sub coming into the game. Coming out is Flying Horse. Going back in is Pemberton. Inbound pass to Brianna Oldelk. 3:15 left to go in the game. Over to Meyer. Meyer brings it back. She's looking to attack. Kicks off. His bad horse on top. She's cut off on a drive. Over to Brianna Oldelk. Gives it into the corner to Kylie Oldelk, who pulls the trigger from long range. Up, no good. Tipped up in the air. Kansas, his bad horse with the rebound. Kylie Oldelk down to Turcotte, who's putting it up, and she's fouled on the way up. 2:56 left to go. That is going to be the 5th team foul on Ramsey here with 2:56 left to go in the game. 5th team foul on United Tribes in the quarter. Also coming out of the game is Defanius. Checking back in is Gourneau along with Iona Haas, her first time into the game. Turcotte puts one up and in. Back to a 21-point lead. Chance to make it 22 if she can knock down the second of two. Turcotte, second one on the way. That one off the mark, no good. Pulled down by Haas. Haas gets it across court. Now bringing it up will be Pembert Kingbird to Gourneau. Gourneau swinging it to Yankton. Trying to turn the corner to get into the paint. Cut off by Turcotte. Flips it up on top. Haas working away around the perimeter. Pemberton has it. High post, it'll go to Haas. Kicks it back out, and that'll be thrown away. Saving it from going out of bounds will be Pembert Kingbird. Up on top, Yankton has it. Late in the shot clock. Here comes a running jumper forced up there and saw just about went in. Tetons get the rebound. They run the court. Brianna Oldelk has it up on top to Kylie Oldelk. Looking for something over to Meyer. Meyer to Turcotte. She fires from long range. That's off the mark. No good. Pulled down by the Thunderbirds. Trying to get it up. They finally find it into the hands of Pembert Kingbird. Cross court. She'll go. Yankton left open. 15-footer. And that'll be up and in. Two more for the Thunderbirds. 64-45. Under 2 minutes left to play. Brianna Oldelk walking it up the court. Looking for options. Bounce pass over to his bad horse. She gets it up to the top of the perimeter. Finds Kylie. Curls around from the elbow. That's going to be up and in. Kylie Oldelk. Two more for the Tetons. And there's going to be a timeout called by the Thunderbirds to get a player in. Nina Lastly checks into the game. Timeout just to get Lastly in, so they'll forego the pause on the court just to get that sub in. 21-point lead for Williston State. Haas gets it in. Bring it up the court is Latayla Pemberton that's Pembert Kingbird for Tribes. On the drive now is Lastly. Lastly gets down there. She's going to be blocked by Turcotte. Bounce pass over to his bad horse. His bad horse up on top to Brianna Oldelk. She'll put it on the drive. Looking for Kylie. Kylie gets it in the paint, trying to dribble through. Drop step, flips it up and in. Two more for Kylie Oldelk. 68-45. Tetons with their largest lead of the game. Long pass over to Pemberton. Up on top, it'll go to Haas. Haas hands it off to Yankton, and there's going to be a travel called on the Thunderbirds here with 1 minute exactly on the clock. So Tetons will come away with a big lead and a win here over United Tribes Technical College. They just have to play out the last minute of the game. Kylie Oldelk up to Brianna, looking to get it down low to his bad horse, puts it up and in. 2 more for Williston State. 70-45. Back come Tribe. Pembroke Kingbird will get it on top to Kingbird. Looking to get it, swing it over to Lastly. Lastly drives. She's cut off by Turcotte. Now over to Haas. Haas back to Lastly, who push it up towards top. Pass goes on top to Pemberton. Pemberton will swing it to Yankton. Yankton on the drive. She's cut off by a duo of Tetons. Nowhere to go with it. Slips through, and she's going to be fouled on the way up. Split the defense between Kylie and Brianna Oldelk and got a good look at the basket. First personal foul on Kylie Oldelk comes with 27 seconds left to go in the game. LaTayla Pemberton at the line for 2 shots. First one off the mark, no good. Tetons will be able to hold it here the rest of the way. Yankton at the line for the second. That one is going to miss everything out of bounds. And it'll be a turnover to Williston State here with 27 seconds left. They'll be able to hold it, not have to take a shot. Shot clock is off. Kylie Oldelk bringing it up the court for Williston State. She'll cross the timeline. She'll walk over, now dribbling it away from a defender. 15 seconds left. A little bit of token press coming, crossing over. And Kylie Oldelk bounces it over to J.C. Turcotte, who will hold the ball for the remaining 5 seconds left into the game. Tetons come away with a big victory, 70-45. We're going to take a 3-minute timeout. We'll be back here for the post-game show right here on 660 Keys News Radio, brought to you by First International Bank and Trust.
McDonald's of Williston is proud to support all the Williston State Teton athletic teams and would like to wish them success this season. McDonald's would like to thank the community of Williston and the surrounding area for your patronage over the years. Hey, the next time you're in town, stop by McDonald's for a great meal or a quick snack. McDonald's of Williston. Breakfast, lunch, or dessert, come on into McDonald's of Williston. Proud to be a part of Teton Athletics and proud to be part of the Williston community.
You don't have to drive hundreds of miles to get a great deal on a new or used vehicle. Price sells cars at Williston Auto. We're in the business of beating the deal from any dealer. Go ahead, shop around from Bismarck to Billings. Then bring us their best deal. We'll squish it like a bug and beat it like a rented mule. No animals or insects were injured while making this commercial. Price sells cars at Williston Auto and WillistonAuto.com. See dealer for details.
From their humble beginnings in 1910 through 4 generations, family-owned First International Bank and Trust has been delivering on the promise to help dreams come true, one customer at a time. Their style of banking places the focus on you first and your overall experience, keeping your best interests in mind and striving to provide smart financial solutions that improve and simplify your life, letting you get back to what matters most. First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
G&G Pharmacy, an independent, locally owned retail pharmacy committed to providing you top-notch customer service from their friendly, fast, and knowledgeable staff. Open 7 days a week. G&G Pharmacy offers the convenience of a drive-through window and a traditional retail store. Melissa and Doug toys available at their downtown Service Drug location. And no more wondering when your prescription's ready. Use the mobile app or receive a text message when it's ready from G&G Pharmacy. 572-RXRX. That's 572-7979.
Performance Plus, something new from American State Bank and Trust Company, an account that fits your active lifestyle. Free digital banking services including bill pay, remote deposit, and e-statements, an instant issue debit card, limited ATM fee refunds, and no maintenance fees. Go to ASBT.com for terms and conditions and stop in our Main or North offices to open your new Performance Plus account. Banking the American State way. It's banking your way with Performance Plus. Member FDIC.
On Sundays, your NFL team is always playing at Buffalo Wild Wings. With 63 HD TVs having the NFL package, you will not miss a minute of action. Enjoy wings, salads, sandwiches, and more as your teams take the field. Come in and fan up while enjoying the variety of beers on tap from kickoff to the final whistle. Located at 417 Rieger Drive in Williston, North Dakota, football lives here. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beers, sports.
Mike Ritter back here for Teton basketball on 660 Keys News Radio. We are post-game of the Tetons win over United Tribe Technical College by the final of 70-.